Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a bulk score manager to your Google form. One of the issues that I would have is when I would create questions and I would need to go back and change the score because maybe I forgot to, go to settings and hit the default point value when I created the new question. And then I forgot to do that. Or even if I did set it, I need to go back and I need to make adjustments to each question, but that would require me to actually go into each question, click the answer key, click here, set the number value, click done, and do this over and over again, rinse and repeat for each individual question. So I needed to create a bulk score manager to where it makes this pain point, this process a lot simpler and a lot faster. If I just need to add a score to all the questions, one particular point value to every question that I have recently added, then that can be done. Or if I still need to make it individually, I would have a list of all my questions in one section to accomplish that. So without further ado, let's get started. But before I show you that, one of the things I need to let you know is in order for this to work properly, you need to make sure that your question defaults are actually set to make questions required by default. This does need to be turned on because otherwise, if it's not, it's just a meager Google Forms survey. That's it. All right, moving forward, let's go ahead and let's go to the three dots over here in the top right corner, and we're going to click on Apps Script. Now, the first order of business is we're going to delete what's already here, okay? And we're not going to save anything just yet. Come up here to Untitled Project and name this Score Manager. All right, once that's done, the project's renamed. We're also going to create another file. We're going to hit the plus sign, HTML, and we're going to name this Score Manager. Now, this is critical, and hit enter. It has to be named Score Manager exactly like this in the HTML file, because in the code that's going to be listed here in the code.js file, the Google script, it's going to pull the name, it's going to call on the name of the Score Manager.html in order for it to work properly. So just to let you know that right now. So if you pulled this off of my Gumroad page, you have the documents, the text documents. You see one that's titled Score Manager HTML, and the other one is titled codejs.txt. So these are just text files. So we're going to hit Control A, okay, Control A and Control C, and then we're going to paste the code GS into the code GS. So that's what we just did here. So we pasted the code GS, and now we're going to save this, and then we're going to click on the Score Manager, delete the code that's here, and now we're going to go to the Score Manager file, Command A, Control C, and we're going to paste that here as well. All right, perfect. And we're going to save that. Now that we have all these things that's done, we're now going to run our code. So we're going to click Run. Now, authorization required, review permissions. So that's what we're going to do next. Don't let this screen fool you or scare you right now, okay? This is important. This is what's supposed to happen. In any other case, if this is something that we didn't create and we got this from somewhere else, then that would be an issue. But this is code that we created, okay? Well, you didn't create it. You bought it off of me, but this is what we created right here. So we're going to go to Score Manager, okay? We're going to then go down here to where it says select what Score Manager can access. We're going to click Select All, okay? Once we've done that, we're going to scroll down and simply hit Continue. Our execution log will say, notice execution started and execution completed. Excellent. We'll X that out. And to make sure that this works properly, you see that a puzzle piece has been added here, which means that it has been successfully added to our app. So now we're going to run it. I like to do a refresh though, so I'm gonna hold the shift key and do a clean refresh. Now that we have refreshed our page, let's go ahead and let's click on the puzzle piece that's up here that appeared. So it's going to say Score Manager. Now, if you notice, it says Open Sidebar and Open Wide View. So you have two options here. So first, let's do the sidebar view, okay? So with the sidebar view right now, we can see that we have all of our questions, the first and last name, today's date, and all our multiple choice questions listed here in a very small view that's over here, okay? So with this, we can go ahead and we can add and set all the points. I can make this, I'm gonna just say 10, go to set all, and it is applying. It takes a little bit of time, and perfect. All points have been added to our form, okay? All points have been added to our form. Now, if I wanted to, I'm gonna X this out. I'm gonna close that out. And I'm gonna go back to Score Manager. And now we're going to go to Open Wide View. If that's too small and you're like, I can't see that, you can go to Wide View. And this will also give you a quick check on all the form fields in the same way that the score value did, but you'll be able to see these more in a wider space at a rapid view, and it's still easier to change the scores just as well, just as much. So I'm gonna try to reset these back to 0, and I want to say that this is not perfect, okay? It is going to make some errors if it does not, because it's an auto save, so it's going to auto apply the scores. If there are some questions or some fields that it did not take off, okay? Right now I'm still working out some of the kinks on the code here. Like for example, with really just the first name form, if you create a short answer form field as first and last name and today's date, for some reason in the code it still just overrides. That's something I'm still working on. But in any way, we're still going to just set this to 0. We'll try it again. If it doesn't work, you can just go back in and just manually place it back at 0 on the other form field, okay? So it still didn't reset it, but that's fine. I'd rather show you any potential issues right now. We'll go back to 0 here and go back to 0 there, okay? And then everything is set back and reset to 0. And if I want to bring this back up again, open sidebar, run a script, and I wanted to add the points again, I can go ahead and I can do so. So I'm gonna set all these to 5, set all to 5. Okay, and if there are any questions that got overlooked, again, just check your form field, but we want to go through all of these to make sure they all got set to 5 and not the 10. And no questions look like they were overlooked at all, and our total amount of points is 60. That even includes the first and last names for this. This is something that you can actually use on the cheap in order to make sure that your scores are dynamically affected into the scoring piece here on the Google Forms. And that is it for this video. So leave any comments below or any questions that you might have about using this bulk score manager.